Hello and welcome to Family Jewels, a podcast that we do. I am Charlie Dinkin and this is a person I know, Olga Koch.
Hi everyone, and today we are joined by an incredible performer, an incredible writer, a fantastic actor. It's the one and only Temi, Wilkey! How you doing?
I'm good. I'm really good.
Wow, that's so nice to hear someone just say that. Bold, brave.
Yeah, like I'm feeling good. I'm feeling grateful, you know?
Oh, wow. It sounds like you really mean it. What are you
Yeah.
grateful for?
It's autumn. And like,
Yes.
the sky is blue at the moment, which
Yes.
doesn't happen usually in this country that we live in.
It's true.
Why? Why do we live here? But no, right now,
We won't tell you where we live because we
No.
don't want to dox ourselves.
You'll never know. But yeah, and like, people are looking good in their fashions, their autumn fashions. I love complimenting people's outfits, and I'm doing that a lot because there are so many good autumnal fashions.
Yes.
You look great.
Thank
You look amazing.
My tweed jacket.
Yeah. You're doing autumn hard.
Thank you.
How would
Yeah,
you
I just
describe your
discovered
autumn
this.
aesthetic? Do you have a buzzword description for it?
I'd say my general aesthetic is like a rich girl in Beverly Hills in the 90s. Like that's what I want to
Yeah.
A little clueless.
be. Yes,
Tori
very that.
Spelling. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I hear you.
I don't know if I'm serving that right now. I feel like the pearls did it. The
Yeah.
family jewels like helped me get there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I aspire for. I don't know if like it's what I'm always hitting, but it like
Yeah.
is a North Star generally.
Yeah.
Daddy's plastic is not a toy. The aesthetic.
Yeah,
I hear you.
but for me it is. That's why that is so rich. That's what I want.
It's really crazy. What movie was I watching just recently where like it's a movie from I want to say like 20 years ago, but every outfit was like, yeah, people would wear this. People would wear this. Oh, Zoolander. Every outfit in Zoolander, I was like, people still wear this.
There
People
was
wear
no
this.
world where I was going to guess that story. Ended on you saying Zoolander.
No, I was like, everybody would wear this. Everybody looks
Excuse me?
amazing
I
in
want to go back
Zoolander.
and pull outfit ideas.
100%. Genuinely, it's meant to be like a heightened fashion movie, but it's still meant to be outdated.
But it's because it's impossible to pastiche the fashion industry because if anything you pastiche, they will reincorporate into...
and it becomes normal.
It becomes normal again.
Like the J.W. Anderson pigeon purse. Have you seen this?
No.
So there's like a purse that just looks like a pigeon, just a regular pigeon, and then you just open it.
That sounds kind of chic.
Right?
Yes.
There we go. That's case in point.
It's in.
You can't pastiche. It
You
just
can't
becomes chic.
pastiche. They just reabsorb it through.
That's the magic of styling, though, you know?
It's true.
You can make anything work.
I feel like if I walked into Party City with you, you would walk out looking gorgeous.
I agree.
I think this sounds like something we should.
I think that'd be
make
really
happen.
fun.
Someone
YouTube
should pay for
series.
this to happen.
I like that you say that though, because I feel only recently have I not yet cracked it, but I appreciate a shift from simply having the clothes and or whatever it is, like the object, to the styling of the object. And I literally never in my entire life thought about that
Yeah.
before. Even though I'm sure I have done it at times, styled myself.
Yeah.
But like, what a nicer emphasis. It's the wellness movement of the fitness girl
Whoa.
shift. Do you know what I mean?
Stop.
Paradigm
That's so
shift.
right.
Yeah.
Fashion to style.
And I like this place more.
Yeah, Tan France said this thing with his gorgeous accent that I won't try and parody. But it's like I don't care about fashion, I care about style.
Yeah.
And I just was like, oh my god,
yeah.
made me really attracted to him in that moment.
That's
I
a
can't
real
lie.
eye opener, isn't
Yeah.
it? And it makes you feel like you don't have to go out and buy stuff. That you
Yeah.
could do something that you already
Exactly.
have. It's a more sustainable way to look at clothes.
Charity shops,
Yeah.
styling. That's what it's all about.
I mean, these pearls, styling.
Pearls on
This is
everything.
about styling. My style is When Harry Met Sally. Yeah.
Oh,
Is this the vibe?
That's
I think
autumnal.
That's the
Yeah.
vibe today.
that's really hot.
That's
also.
what I was going
Thank you for
for.
saying.
Thank you.
I know
Go,
that
Crystal.
now I've said it. I did not really style myself today. This
do
is
you
very
mean?
much okay. What a reliable shirt. My most reliable every occasion. Cannot think of an occasion it's not absolutely fine for. It almost could be form. It's got a crazy pattern on it, and it's a little bit
Every
sheer, and
color,
has,
so it matches with everything.
Frilly
Also, the
bits.
details on the end.
It ties exactly, and it's can be chill, and it's also because it's kind of sheer, can be cooler, can be for warmer weather, layered. Does me very well. I am wearing though the worst pair of trousers I've ever. Look at this. I don't even know what that. First of all, I'm like in the Subway advert. You know what I mean? Why are they so big? Why are they so big? I don't even know. And the crotch is it hangs very low. But
Those are sweatpants.
Yeah, they
Look at
truly
me.
are.
For the people listening at home.
For those of you who
But
can't
like,
see our
why is there
outfits.
so much? The crotch to leg ratio is out. But anyway, I ordered them online. I didn't want to return them, so I wear them now.
They look comfy, and also like actually, you only notice that they're sweatpants.
Yeah.
I'm using that more American term because vulgar. You only notice that they're sweatpants because like when you pull up your shirt, which you
Exactly,
don't do,
and it's covered,
they're
so it
actually,
does me
pretty
fine.
smart. I've got to say.
Thank you for
You're
saying
really
that. I feel
pushing
affirmed.
the edge of what the shirt could go with. You're like, it goes with anything. Anything? You really mean anything?
Horrible pair of sweatpants. And I'm also wearing, I've run out of like normal trainers, so I'm wearing these like insane, like, I think they're like boxing style. You know what I mean?
I used to have a pair of those, and people would laugh at me all the time about them, but I love them.
That's what's happening to me.
But mine were black, but like people would always be like, "What the hell are those?"
Oh,
and
I
I'd be
can-
like, "Shut up, you freak!"
I went to a spin class, brag, and
I love spin.
I went once, and it was good-ish. I did it.
You need to go with Darius. Darius is the best.
Where's Darius?
Darius is at Cycle, plugging Darius.
Oh, cycle with a P.
Yeah,
Like
psychological.
cycle. Yeah.
He's the best because he's an amazing DJ, and also, oh my god,
Okay, I love that.
Oh my god,
It was nice. This chick did a good job. I enjoyed
Okay.
the class. The thing that was troubling to me was the discomfort of butt on seat. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't know what I mean because you.
No, I do. I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's like that's so off-putting minute one that I couldn't even get into the rest of it. Really,
But you're
that
off the
much.
seat for a lot of it as well,
Yeah.
and then you're bouncing your ass back on it. With,
Yeah, and I was
Darius.
like, wow, the standing up bits really are the best bits
Yeah.
because you're not sitting on a bike seat.
The biggest game changer is music. So when you say DJ, that's why I'm in, because the better the music, the more distracted I am from
and
what
also
I'm
the
doing.
mixes, because that's
Yeah.
what Darius does. Darius mixes
Darius,
them.
I gotta
He's
check out
incredible.
what
You
Darius
have
is up to.
You have to, guys.
I gotta guess Darius on the pod.
Yeah. Oh my god, he'd be incredible. He's such a sweetheart. I love him. I met him working on my first play. He was like doing sound stuff on it, and
Oh, okay, so
babe.
he's like a sound guy. He knows what he's doing.
Oh,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
knows
yeah.
what he's
Okay.
doing.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah,
I really love
it's
that.
so fun.
Also fun to meet a spin instructor who isn't a struggling actor. Do you know what I mean? Who's struggling
He
in a
did
different
start
thing.
in theatre. He did
Okay.
go to drama school. Like that was his pathway to it. But now he's found his calling, and it really is. Like I afterwards was like, this is like I'm now in your religion. Like it's like so cult.
It's like
you're
cycle boiler room.
yeah. Like I would happily like join a religion where he was the leader if we just did.
It
cycle
must
all the
feel
time.
good. It must feel good at the
does.
front of that, and like you're at the room. You're like you're so ripped. You're
Yeah.
talking. You're not even out of breath, but you're doing the same thing as
Yeah.
everyone else. Everyone else is like really
And
struggling.
also, like in the rhythm of the hour, there'll be like a moment where it's like sometimes you'll be like, just ride, like close your eyes, like you'll put on like a song that's like really like. Once he put on an Amy Winehouse, I think because he mixes like two artists together. This should just be the pod. This is just me talking about Darius.
Like Anna Kendrick and Pitch Perfect. Yeah, she's doing mashups. Yeah.
But like you'll close your eyes, you're like listening to like a really amazing moving song, and you're like cycling, like whatever rhythm you want. You're just like, whoa,
It felt right.
this is living.
That's religion.
Okay,
Yeah.
love that.
That's what I want from religion.
It's that crazy tweet of a person who's like, every time I went to church, I felt close to God, and then I went to a concert, and then I realized it was just music.
Yeah, I just love live music. Yeah, that's how I feel whenever I go to a live music event. I'm like, this is what it felt like when I was really religious. And I love it.
You just have a little taste.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you just mentioned yourself that you may have been religious.
Oh, I was.
Temi.
It's so funny because I just started talking about this in therapy. My therapist was like, what? Bitch, what? You didn't mention this.
Wait, what?
Yeah, like the session before last, we were like hit on it, and I was like, yeah, I was really religious, babe. She was like, first I've heard of it.
Wait, yeah, when do you think to bring that up? Okay, so
I just forgot. I just
I just
forget
remembered
that you know
God.
that. you escaped my
I
mind.
do feel a bit like that sometimes. I'm like, because I grew up so atheist, like that I almost think is like weird in the other direction. That sometimes when I'm like reminded that people believe in God, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a thing people still are doing.
Yeah, some
whatever,
people.
each their own. Tell us about your childhood, your background. Were you church going a lot?
Oh yeah.
You were formally religious.
Well, basically, I would go to church and I was like, la la la, this is what we do. And then, like, when I was like 13, I had a religious experience.
Did you?
And I was like, nah,
what
Jesus.
happened?
Well, I talked about this on Monday with Natasha. Shout out Natasha.
The team.
Darius,
takes a
Natasha. Thank you
These are the people who keep me sane. If you want to be as happy as this in autumn, this is what you need. You need
literally
Darius.
do.
You need Natasha.
I literally will be calling them.
Behind every Temi, there is a team.
There's a team of mental health specialists. Yeah, so basically when I was 13, I was at church and like everyone was, I guess people were praying over me because it was a Pentecostal church. So it was like giving like woo woo clap clap clap. And yeah, they were like praying over me, and then I just like, I think I felt this like light within, and like maybe I was speaking in tongues, or maybe that came later, but I was definitely crying, and it was like, yes. That was the vibe.
And then from there, you were like harder in.
In my day, they had these T-shirts called like that had Jesus Junkie on all caps.
Oh,
and
wow.
I was that.
How are we styling it?
A great question. I, at the time, wasn't really in my styling bag.
Wide belt?
I wish. Yeah, probably. Wide belt, like short skirt that like just about comes under the wide belt. Was probably the vibe. Oh my God, those awful, do you remember those Y2K like sunglasses that weren't really sunglasses?
Yeah. Yep.
Like with lines.
You buy them at like Camden Market?
Yeah. That was, okay, I've got to take this off. The tweed's coming off. The tweed jacket's coming off, everyone.
Hey, look, we saw it
It's
at the
happening.
beginning.
The arms.
You're ready.
They're free.
You're ready
It was
to go.
beautifully styled.
Thank you so much.
Still is.
Yeah, I think it still works with the
You look great.
But when something like that happens to you when you're 13, obviously you'll be like, of course God is real.
Yeah.
Duh.
But actually, when I was doing philosophy A-level, when I was, 16, 17.
Like last year.
Yeah. I'm 18. I do look really young when my hair's out. So, like, actually, like, I get ID'd all the time like this. Brag. Basically, yeah. They said in, like, when I was studying philosophy A-level that, like, the people who are most likely to experience religious experiences are, like, teenage girls and like men in like midlife crisis. And so I was quite like sat there in my philosophy class like, shut up, no, it's real. It was totally real.
Because they're like primed for it and susceptible to it. That makes sense.
It's like when you're probably going through the most change and crisis in your life,
and you're looking for it.
So you need,
Does that really tell you something about the genders as well?
Huh. Say more on that.
Teenage girls and middle-aged men.
Yeah. Same diff.
I'm going to say girls are getting there.
Yeah.
Sooner, rather than it's like not just a complex phase. It's a phase where you're actually introspecting. You're looking at yourself.
Yeah.
You're thinking, who am I?
Yeah.
And men are able to wait until they're 55 years old, and women have to do it when they're 13.
So
Well, then-
what
that's
we're
my
saying
take.
is here is we should all be dating 6-year-olds. That's what we're saying. Because
No,
they have
don't
the
take
ability-
that away. Do not take that away from this.
Or teenage girls. In my case, I've quit. That's what you're advocating for.
I think maybe you should not be dating either. It's the real.
Really?
You really
'Cause
nailed
that's
it
what we
down.
said.
right now. No, because there's a TikTok trend being like, no, I don't want to talk to like any men about philosophy because it's a conversation that I had like at a sleepover when I was 10 years old.
So you're very you grew up very religious,
Yeah.
and then are you still religious in some sense, or are you
Same
you're out?
convo with Natasha.
my God, yes,
Basically,
tell us.
Natasha, if you were hearing this, you know. So I'd say that I'm very spiritual, very into astrology, as all queer women are. I think I like believe in a higher being, and I'm like very interested in like the spirituality of my ancestors, like sort of like the Yoruba gods, and like learning more about that. But that just feels like every single thing is just a tool to getting towards that. And it kind of maybe doesn't matter which you use, but it's kind of nice to like interact with the ones that like your ancestors were interacting with before colonialism. That's like my journey, my standpoint.
Yeah, that's cool.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, Charlie opened my eyes about this where she's like, everything is just a path to that. Whether it's like you
Yes.
writing in your diary or like seeing God in everything.
Yeah, use
Yeah.
your tools.
Exactly.
So you mentioned you have Yoruba ancestry.
Yes, I do.
Would you like to talk more about
Guilty. Well, I think that's the interesting thing. Like, so I feel like I am like interacting with it, but it's sort of like bypassing my parents because like colonialism meant that like loads of those practices were like drummed out of like my family. So like my mum is Christian, but my grandma is Muslim.
Interesting.
My grandma's Muslim.
Your mum's mum.
Yeah, my mum's mum.
Uh-huh.
My grandma is Muslim, and then her son Wale is Muslim, and so is like his family. And then like so there's 3 kids:
Mm-hmm.
Wale, Yemi, and Funke. And
Are they
Yemi
based
and
here?
Funke, yes, all of them.
Okay.
And Yemi and Funke are both Christian, which is like kind of random.
How did they end up Christian?
Well, that's a great question. What's so funny about this pod? Is I feel like for me, there's this what's his name? You know that guy who did Hassan Minhaj?
Yeah.
he did this. I feel like I'm pronouncing it wrong. I remember him saying a thing where it was like everyone's pronouncing it wrong, and now I've forgotten which one.
You'll
it is.
only remember the wrong one, so
I'm
don't worry
so
about it.
sorry. No, but he did this special where he was like, all the immigrants like treasure is secrets. Like, so it's like I just feel like coming on this pod, I'm like, I don't know anything about these people.
So essentially, you were just like given those facts. It's like mom is Christian, grandma's Muslim. That's
End of
just
story.
accepted
I
at
think
face
they
value.
converted. I think my mum says that like my grandma wasn't that religious until maybe my grandpa died. Is that true? But anyway, she just was, her and my auntie just went off and became
So at
Christian.
some point, everyone went hard in different directions.
Yeah. Well, my uncle Wale, I feel like is more chill about it.
So maybe then that's if he's always been more chill, that was the
Yeah.
starter point.
Yeah.
And then everyone else has gone hard in a different direction.
I think, well, according to my mum, my grandma wasn't that Muslim and then maybe got more Muslim. So maybe like my uncle Wale remained the same level of Muslim
I see.
as my grandma,
Yeah.
maybe.
Was your granddad on that side Muslim as well?
Yeah, but he sounded like he was a chill guy. He died when my mum was like 13, so
Aw.
I don't know much about him.
Okay.
Which is sad. I should talk to her about it, but, you know, I guess she's sad about it and squiet about it.
I mean,
Deeply
as you would
repressed,
about
yeah.
a dead dad.
Yeah,
I
at
would assume.
13.
Oh,
Bleak.
God.
Yeah.
How? So you were like a blended religion family in not your immediate family, but like relatively close quarters. You like knew about Islam when you were a child,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
you were a Christian.
Yeah.
And were you like we're doing both? Like what was the? But you were doing mostly Christian things.
Definitely.
You were hitting
Christian things.
Christmas.
Is your
that
dad
Pentecostal
Christian?
or not so
My
much?
dad is like Christian, but like chill about it. Like he's like whatever. Like when I stopped being religious, which was a big deal because obviously I'd grown up really religious. I had to sort of come out about it, and then I had to come out a year later as queer, and that was not it's not ideal. But like when I came out as not Christian, my dad was like, "You don't believe in anything? Like what?" So like.
That's the
But he
baseline
believes
for
in
him.
stuff.
He's
Like, but he doesn't believe. He's like, yeah, Christianity, but like, you know, it's more just like
Believing.
there's something.
Yeah.
And
A
like,
higher
I
power.
agree with him now. I think there's something, but like, you know,
So you had to come out
Sure.
again.
yeah,
Like, sorry, I was wrong.
yeah, maybe, mom, dad, I believe in something.
It's good to come out as something every year. I think
Yeah.
if you can possibly help
Coming
it.
out day.
What are you coming out as this year?
Just call your parents up and throw something at them.
Something spanner in the works.
I'm into steampunk. That would be a hard
Oh
conversation.
no!
to
Get
have.
out of my house! I can't have
Disowned
it.
for being a
Not a
steampunk.
child in a top hat.
Oh.
It's a no for me. So when you're engaging with more ancestral rituals, how are you? Where are you gonna? When did that start? Where are you going to
Do you
find
go to
that?
Nigeria for this? Do you do
Wow,
it here?
great questions.
Tell me
Okay, so this started maybe when I wrote my first play, which like is
A chic sentence.
well, actually, have I even written another one? Like, arguably, yes, but anyway, we'll come to that. So, yeah, this play called The High Table, which was about, like, this, like, girl who's getting married to her girlfriend. She's, like, British Nigerian, and her parents know that she's queer, but, like, are just doing cognitive dissonance and won't really accept it. And, like, they're basically, like, she basically turns around and is like, I'm getting married, so, like, get on board. And they're like, no! And then there's a chorus of ancestors who are watching the whole thing, and they are deciding whether or not to bless the wedding.
Wait, that's amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. But yeah, so I kind of, when I first conceived of that, that's when I kind of got into like learning more about it.
Cool. And then you were like, where were you going to find that kind of information?
Well, so I mean, the internet.
Yeah,
Fine.
fair.
A Google. It gets
Yeah,
us.
a little
It connects
Google.
us to everyone.
Yeah.
Past
and then
and present.
I did go to Nigeria, but I didn't really, like, because I was with my family who are very Christian, like, they weren't a pathway towards that.
Fair.
And, like, it's interesting. I went to this amazing dance show a few weeks ago. Oh, my God, I'm going to burp. Tiny burp.
Do you want the in or out?
You decide.
It can
Keep it
humanize
in.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's relatable.
And it's also like a soft one. Like if it was like really big, I'd be like, get out. But
So feminine.
that's my burp. Tiny burp. Well, I literally forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah. Q dance company. I saw this dance company, this like Nigerian dance company, which is amazing because I'd never really seen like world class art from my country of origin. It was,
That's
like, really,
cool.
Yeah,
That's
it's
sick
so
to
cool. I
just
was
be like, oh,
fuck.
this is amazing.
I mean, or I had, but like maybe not like live,
Yeah.
like performance stuff, and like because that's what I work in. It's like amazing to see. But like the guy who runs it, he did a tour afterwards, like the sort of choreographer, like person, and like artistic director. And like I asked, because it felt like there was a lot of like Yoruba spirituality in it, and like I asked a question about it, and he was just like, yeah, like I'm Yoruba, it's like everywhere. And I was like, where, bitch? Like,
Give me an address,
please. But like, yeah, like I sort of feel like it's there, but it's not in the circles or the spaces that I'm in. Like I can't access it. So I, before this, went to Brazil to try and learn about it, because like basically enslaved people in Brazil brought over those gods, and it's kind of like synchronetic. So like they like fused them with like Catholic saints so that it'd be allowed to like worship them. Yeah. So I like went and like learned about like the gods there, and they're the same but just like slightly different names, like a little Brazilian twist on them. Yeah, I love it. And there's this so I went to Sao Paulo, Rio, and Bahia, and Bahia is like the best. And also I feel, little theory from me, I feel like the like as you move up Brazil, it gets blacker, and I think queerer. That was my experience.
Interesting.
The two are linked, I believe. Maybe just my lens. But yeah, and like there was a lot of like kind of Yoruba gods stuff in Bahia, which was magical.
That is so interesting.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit, I'm sorry, I do want to come back to this, but I'm just going to do some sort of scene setting for our listeners. What is your immediate family, and where did you grow up?
Yes.
And so then we can go on the journey together.
So my immediate family is my mother and my father and my sister.
What's she like?
She's the best. She's the best.
Older, younger?
Younger. She's 5 years younger than me. She's the best. If you've got a focus group of like 20 people and like they all had to choose the best person, and like, you know, it was down to like 10 people, I just think my sister would win every time. Like she's the best.
Great.
I'm just certain of that.
Where'd you guys grow up?
We grew up like in North London, like sort of like the leafy suburbs, like Enfield, then Southgate, then High Barnet.
Okay, and how was that?
Boring.
Okay. I wasn't gonna say it. I kind of wanted you to say it,
Dull.
so I wouldn't sort of project that. Okay.
Which is why, like, I think that's why it was like such a like hard crash out of religion, because I was like just lived a sheltered life, like didn't really do things.
Yeah,
and
then
like,
you go into the world.
Yeah, and then I'm like,
I feel
changes
like,
your mind.
I think of you as a person who's like maybe the most of anyone I know sort of immersed in the art scene. And I'd
In the
say
art
like
scene?
performance art scene. I feel like you're very well, because I feel like you're in touch with like comedy and theater and acting and dance and musicals.
Dance.
Well,
musicals.
You just talked about going to a dance performance and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I just.
But what I'm saying is, like, is that something that you made
You're not
a
across the
like,
contemporary dance scene.
yeah, you've definitely seen more dance than either of us.
Oh,
so
you should. It's amazing.
I mean, I live so close to Sadler's Wells. I need to be watching.
I do.
more
When
dance.
I do watch a dance, I'm like, oh, this is good.
Yeah.
But then I don't think I want to go and see that.
Oh my god.
I
It's
saw
like
some real
all
good
I want
dance
to
in
see. It's so
Edinburgh.
nice they're not talking. I'm like,
That's
right.
true.
We
I
talk
think
too much.
Sometimes I'm like, I'm not going to get much of a story. It's just going to be a bit expressionist. But often there is a bit of like storytelling.
I find there can be a lot of story.
I've definitely been burned in the past. Like I've gone to see something and it's been like 4 hours of like,
Yikes.
and it's like, I don't want that. I'm not
Yeah.
into that.
So was that like a conscious choice that you made in North London? Like, were you immersed in it as a child, as a teenager? When was that?
I went to a private school, and like I got to see some like performances, I guess, but like mainly musicals. I think we go to the theater. Yeah, I like went through the theater through school, but
And that's you're like, this is not my last time here.
yeah, I was.
I'll
like,
be
this is
back.
What was the
cute.
memorable? Do you have a memorable show from like when you were a teen that you saw?
Me and my friend were obsessed with Blood Brothers, the musical. We were obsessed.
Classic.
What is it?
Oh my god,
You would
it's-
love.
Oh, you
Because
would
it's
love.
a musical, but it's like it's got a very dramatic story.
Wait, doesn't it have a reveal?
It's very comes from
Am I-
money.
Oh.
You would love it. It's so good. It's about these two brothers who are like separated at birth, and one stays with the family that's like poor that he grew into, and one like is adopted and like is with this rich family, and it's about like how different their lives like are.
It's gritty.
I feel was it you
so
who told me
good.
that someone missed the beginning and Someone told me about how they missed the beginning and didn't know that they were
Blood
brothers.
Oh, that would be
That
so
wasn't
good
me,
for
but that
you.
is funny. No, I went to
Yeah.
see once La Boheme at the Royal Opera House in an extremely cheap seat, like the furthest back corner. I think it was like £14. And then in La Boheme, spoiler, someone dies, but I didn't know that because I didn't see it happen. And then none of the rest of the entire show made any sense to me. I truly had not a clue what was happening in the whole thing.
Why is everyone grieving?
Yeah, it was like everyone's
What's
crying.
happening?
They're all like, I guess
Are they cold?
something
How did you miss it?
changed.
Did you blink or did you go
It
to
was
the
like
toilet?
the bottom quarter of the stage was just cut off, and that's where they died. So I just
That's
was like,
so
something
funny.
happened, and I don't know what it was. And then because it was, I guess it was in Italian question mark, no, French, La Boheme in French. I don't know. It's anyway. I was like not fully, I think, reading every line, and also
Yeah.
it gets a bit repeaty in opera,
Yeah.
doesn't it? So I was like,
We
I got the
get
gist,
it.
but I did not get it. I truly did not
That's
know
really
what was
funny.
happening in that show.
Damn.
Yeah.
But the Rent is based on it, right?
Oh,
Yes.
Loosely.
sick.
Yeah.
I think so. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
that's
sure.
La
I
Boheme.
watched Rent with my mother in New York, and I didn't know that it was gay. And I was in the front row, and I was living my best life. And my mum was like really hating it next to me. I could feel her disapproval. And I didn't know that I was gay, and I was like, it was very complex. It
Having
was a
some
complex
feelings in
time.
Rent.
You didn't know, but you knew.
Yeah.
I mean, if
Yeah.
you're loving it that much,
Yeah.
it was speaking to something.
You
Yeah.
can love gay shit and not be gay.
I don't know,
So true,
Charlie.
but I was
One
so
day you'll wake
repressed.
up. I swear.
Yes,
I
I
just
hope
want to
so.
say.
For your sake and ours.
I just want to say.
Charlie went to an all women's university. It's happening. Don't worry.
Damn.
It'll take its time.
Yeah.
I'm not proudly heterosexual.
As long as you're not proud.
That's fine.
Proud of it.
So how did your parents end up in Enfield area?
So, my mother was born here in the United Kingdom. Actually, really close to where I lived. I don't live there now, but she grew up in Tottenham, and it was crazy because I didn't know that when I moved there, and I was like, oh my god, I'm walking distance from where my mum was born.
Like
It
a
was so
time
cute.
machine.
Yeah.
You were walking the same street at the same age?
It was really cute. Well, definitely a big different age.
When she was born.
Yeah, because she moved back to Nigeria when she was 13.
Oh, okay.
And then my dad was born in Nigeria. It was the other way around. I think he was born in Nigeria, then moved to the UK when he was 1, and then moved back. I can't remember when.
Was
But
there a reason they
quite a
moved
young
back?
Age. I don't remember. I don't know.
Do you know
these.
where in Nigeria they moved to?
Good questions.
Okay.
Good questions that I should ask my parents.
Do you know
I should
where
have
they
a closer relationship to them.
Do you know where they met each other?
They met each other because they're both doctors. So they met in medical school in Nigeria.
Oh my god. Wait, that's
Sounds romantic,
scandalous.
but scandalous?
Yeah.
Scandalous.
Surely-
You look like Ashley A.
Who's that?
Wait, Recess.
Oh, I never watched that show. I'm so sorry.
What?
I am aware
Throwback
of
reference.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
it. I'm so sorry.
You should.
I
you
grew up
should
in
dress as
Russia.
her.
I'm trying my fucking best, okay? I'm trying my fucking
Every single reference.
fucking Recess,
Every
fucking
single
Enfield,
day.
fucking Rent. Jesus Christ.
Wait, no, but you should dress up as her for Halloween. You'd look.
I'm looking
so
up.
hot.
I'm looking her up right now.
Did you go and see when you would go to New York with your family when you were a teenager? Would you go and see musicals?
Sorry.
When you would go to New York with your family when you were a teenager,
Yes.
were you going to see shows?
Yeah. I saw Victor Victoria, which was where it was like a revival season, a very short one, and Julie Andrews was in it. I saw a musical with Julie Andrews. I obviously was too young to understand.
hot.
But that's a huge, right?
Yeah.
That's a huge deal.
Major.
When she could still sing?
Oh,
I think, no, I'm not even being mean. I think she did have
Oh, okay.
she's very old as well.
okay.
Cancel.
Please, I'm not
Bragging Julie.
slandering Julie. She could sing beautifully. She is now old.
Back in the day.
Wait, who are we talking about? Ashley?
Ashley A from Recess. I think it's A.
There
Yeah.
are several Ashleys.
Yeah, there's several.
Oh my gosh, she looks like she's mean.
No, she's
Look
not.
at her. She's got.
Okay. Yeah, but with a little headband. She looks cunty though. Don't you think you'd look so hot as that for Halloween?
No, I actually would though.
Yes.
I think two doctors in a medical school dating each other. Don't you feel like that's like teachers at the same school? It's like who don't get a chance to go anywhere else and meet anyone else. Like surely everyone at medical school dates
Oh,
each
because
other.
they're there at the library all day.
That's
Yeah.
my thing. I'm like, were you in love or did you just do the same
Like
thing?
Stockholm Syndrome vibes.
Yeah.
Well, because immediately when we say medical school, it's like an operating theater, and he's like, "That's a kidney," and she goes, "That's a spleen."
And then they
Sparks
kiss
fly. Yeah.
Whoa.
over the body.
Dead body. Yeah. The body's dead. The body's flatlining now.
You should
because of
not be
their
allowed
flirtation.
to go to medical school. in your interview. Here's how I see it going for me.
I mean, yeah, I get my understanding of what it's like to be a doctor is from Grey's Anatomy and Grey's Anatomy
That's
alone.
true.
So
That's
what
what
I
it is, yeah.
assumed.
Yeah, and they're all dating each other all the time.
So true.
Again, because where else they have no time to fuck
Yeah.
anywhere else other than the hospital that they work at.
Yeah.
And okay, so they meet in Nigeria. What kind of doctors are they?
My dad is an emergency medicine doctor. My mother is a pediatrician.
Cool. You're well covered.
Yeah.
You'd think so, but I had an allergic reaction once, and my dad gaslit me and said it wasn't happening.
Wait, what?
And he never apologized. When I ended up in A&E and I got back, he never apologized. So
What was it to? And how did it?
So this is the thing. So it actually really comes back to what we're talking about with my ancestry. So basically, I'd gone to my family home in Barnet. I won't give you my address.
Barnet, New Mexico.
And I was really hungry, so I ate loads of things. And basically, so I started having an allergic reaction. My mum was like, "If you had just eaten one thing, we'd know what you're allergic to. But you greedy bitch! Like, now we don't know what you're allergic to." So I started having this massive allergic reaction. My dad was like, "No, you're not." I was like, "God, I can feel my throat closing," and he was like, "Mm-mm." And I was like,
He's an emergency
It was his
doctor.
birthday, so like he was just
Okay.
like, he had friends over, so he was just like, whatever, like you're fine. And I was like, because it's funny, that's actually what doctors do a lot of the time. They like ignore people's symptoms, and it's like, et tu brute, et tu daddy. So yeah, I just ended up in A&E with my sister and my sister's friend because they listened to me.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah,
Sisters.
exactly.
They're the real
She's
doctors.
the
Oh my god!
best.
So you left both medical professionals at your house and left
Because they were
to get
ignoring
medical
me.
help.
Yeah. And then, yeah, we don't know what I'm allergic to, but basically I had Eba, which is like kind of like, it's like a thing called Gary, like which you mix with water, which like people call cassava. But then my sister thinks that was mixed with yam. So like I grew up eating a lot of Eba Gary. Like I'd have it as a baby. Like we have it with this like really spicy soup called ogbono, and I would be having that like from the womb, like really like into
it can't be
it,
that.
very spicy. Well, like this is the thing. I was like, maybe I'm suddenly like sometimes you suddenly get allergic to things for no
Right,
reason. So I was like,
that's true.
am I allergic to this thing that I deeply love? But I don't like yam. And my sister thinks it was mixed with yam. So it might be that I'm allergic to yam. And then the other day, basically like when I was in Brazil, they have loads of cassava everywhere, and like I wanted to eat it, and I'd sometimes like risk it for a chocolate biscuit, and I was ultimately fine, but I would be paranoid every time.
Right.
But then more recently, I went to dinner with my family, and I had Eba, and I was fine. So we think it's yam.
It's yam.
Hopefully it's
Kinda
yam.
sounds like it's
'cause I
yam.
hate yam.
Well, I think your parents don't care what it was.
They give a shit.
They were
Aren't
cooking it
spending
for dinner.
one
This is the
second
thing,
thinking about it.
We were talking about it over dinner, obviously, because like we were worried about whether or not I should be having this food, and my dad was like, sort of like chiming in about the time that I had an allergic reaction. In my head, I'm like, bitch, if it wasn't for you, I
did
could be
not.
dead. Like, shut up. Don't be like nodding along like, yeah, you could be allergic. Shut up.
Could you never get off school being ill?
Not much.
Yeah, I remember that
Oh.
with doctor parent kids,
Yeah.
that they would never be able to just scam their
Yeah.
parents.
They'll get a stethoscope out and you're like, fine,
Yeah.
whatever.
So what drove them to move back to the UK after medical school?
I think just like money opportunities, you know,
Fair.
the classic brain drain of the global south. Yeah, just like it will give you a better life. And I put that in inverted commas very heavily. Yeah.
And so your mom's siblings also moved to the UK?
Yeah. I think it was like, maybe they had like, I don't know if they already had like, yeah, because they were born here, I guess. It's like, you just can, because it's like where they were born. So it's like, yeah, just come back here.
And so like when you were growing up, basically most of your extended family was here around, and you could do like holidays and stuff.
My dad's side of the family has more people in Nigeria, but he has like a massive family. So yeah, most of them are there. But yeah, like my mum's side of the family is all here.
What was it like growing up in that family? Do you feel like, is it tight knit? Are we doing like a lot of family meals all together, or is it like I'll see you once a year?
I think we were tight to knit as kids.
Also, I feel like it's a heavy loaded question to be like, and this is going to be on the internet for all of them to hear.
Yeah.
How
do you
close
like
would you
them?
say?
Play it
Do you
out.
like
Who's your
them?
favorite cousin? I think because I was the oldest, like by quite a long way of like my cousins, at least on my mum's side,
Mm-hmm.
and all of the other cousins on my dad's side were like away. Once I kind of anyway, I'll come to that story.
No, I'm
actually.
hearing it.
Yeah. Basically, once like my cousin on my dad's side we like met at a family party because there was all these like hall parties where you just like be with all these people, and obviously everybody's called auntie and uncle, so like you don't know
Who's
who
for
you're related
real?
to.
Oh my God.
And then like me and this guy started flirting. I was probably like 11, and then we were texting, and then we realized that we were cousins. We're like, abort. It's
So much in
annoying.
common.
Yeah, he's still pretty fit. Jimmy, if you're out there, well done.
My first dance was a boy, was my second cousin, and I was
Wow.
like, I'm feeling sparks fly, but I know I can't act on
Can't go
this.
there.
My older cousin Libby, when I was, I want to say 4, once made me and her brother, who was my age, she was like 7 years older than me, dress up as like a bride and a groom and get married, and our parents do the whole wedding.
The parents were involved.
So yeah, she like made all of our parents participate in a marriage ceremony between
Two cousins.
2 cousin 4-year-olds. So technically, I think I'm married to my cousin, is what I'm saying.
Okay. So a big family. So what I'm hearing is if you didn't know who your cousin was.
Yeah,
we're
well,
talking
on my
about a
dad's side,
big
my dad
family.
has like 11 siblings or something, maybe more.
Oh, wow. Is he close with them?
Some of them. There's too many to be close to all of
Okay,
them.
yeah,
I think.
fair.
Yeah, some of them.
Did you ever consider medicine?
It was not something I could ever consider as somebody who can't do things.
Fine, fair.
I can consider concepts and emotions, but like practical, like a pipette,
Yeah.
a Bunsen burner.
You hit the bat and you were like, I'm out. I'm going to write a play.
No.
So how early did you know that you wanted to go into the arts, and how did your parents react to it?
How early did I know?
Well, I feel like based on the show that I saw,
Yeah, like
quite early.
Yeah, like 7 maybe. But like I don't know. Yeah, I was maybe like really young, like when I started going to Stagecoach. But also, you know, a part of you wants to please your parents. Like my mum wanted me to be a lawyer. And so I was like, maybe I'll be a lawyer. But then my maths
That's a little
teacher,
more performance than medicine.
Yeah, exactly. My maths teacher, which is iconic because she was a maths teacher, she was like, Temi can't be a lawyer. Like, there's too many lawyers in the world. Like, and she really advocated for me to not do that. And I was like, love you, Mrs. Mitchell.
That's
Thanks.
sweet.
And my mum hated her because she was like paying for private school. She was like, shut up, bitch.
Yeah, and of all the people to stab you in the back and support the arts, the math teacher.
Yeah, like, but even if the maths teacher can see that I'm not going to be a lawyer.
Yeah,
like,
she's like, I've spent some time with this chick and she is not adding up 2 numbers.
No,
Let me tell you.
Okay, and so you start doing theatery stuff when you're growing up, and then at some point you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna do this for real.
Yeah.
How does that happen? How does that conversation happen with your parents?
I think basically my parents were quite sweet, and they were like, so long as you get a degree, I don't really give a shit. They did, but like they were like, I think I'd been saying I wanted to do acting, and they were like, I don't know about that. Then they were like, just get a degree and we'll talk afterwards. And because I went to Cambridge, I think that let me off the hook. And then
That's the life hack. Do whatever you want. Just go to Cambridge first. Okay?
no, honestly,
That's what they say.
really and truly, unfortunately, in this country, in this godforsaken country, it really helps. Yeah. And so then, yeah, I did that. And I guess, you know, that age-old thing of like, you've got your education to fall back on.
What did you study at Cambridge?
English.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Did you do theater stuff at Cambridge?
Yeah, but like, it was so, how you say, it was so classist. And like, you know, I'm somebody who went to private school. So like, but like, there's levels to it. Like the sort of more elite private schools, like St. Paul's or like Eton, like I think they arrived and they knew what to do at Cambridge. They knew like, this is this theatre company that you should get involved in.
I mean, they were
immediately.
fucking taught that since birth.
Yeah. So I think you kind of arrived knowing how to do it. And I wasn't at that level. Obviously, I was still at private school, but like not to the degree where you like arrive knowing what to do, what the hacks are. And also it was just like all the white boys doing all the things, and then like there not being much space, especially if you don't really know yourself as like an 18-year-old black girl, especially a dark-skinned one. So I just like, just would sort of like not get any good parts, or just feel a bit like, be in spaces where I felt shit. And I like did this like all-female comedy show, which was like the best time of my life. But then like a couple of them like branched off to do their own show and kind of didn't tell us, but like it's fine, I forgive you.
I don't.
But it broke my little heart.
You know who you are.
Oh no, they do. It's fine. We've actually never spoken about it. I should give her a call. I'm gonna give her a call before this comes out. Hey, I forgive you, but this really hurt me. No, but I only realized it really hurt me years later. Like it was when I was in the pandemic watching only comedy, and I was like, I love this. Why did I give this up? It's like, oh, I was too young to be able to realize that upset me. Like I was like, it's fine. I'll just do like theater. Like comedy's mean. But also
it takes so much confidence to sort of go out there and say, I am hurt, you have hurt me.
Yeah. Well, also like, you know, the people who broke off, like they were too young to be like, I'm going to be mature about this and tell you like really clearly that this is happening. Like there's an avoidance there that like, you know, they didn't know what's going on.
Yeah. And it is complicated in comedy because you have to balance, like, I mean, we discussed this a lot, but it's like very collaborative. Actually, everything about comedy fundamentally collaborative, but at the same time, everything about comedy relies on you being an individual who's able to be, in a sense, completely self-sufficient, and people want to perceive you like that. So if you're like someone who's like in a group, but also there are people in the group that want to do their own thing, but you don't know what your thing is, and you still like the group. It's very hard to like. And also, like, you know, there
were 6 people in that group. Like, you know, the 4 of us could have broken off and done something else. I don't know why we didn't. It could have been really sick, but I don't know what happened there. But I think it's probably ultimately good because then I came back to it when I did really know myself. Whereas I think if I'd been like making comedy when I'd like from the age that I was then, I'd just be like unconsciously pandering to like whiteness and like maleness for years. So it
meant
probably
to be
happened
then.
the right way around. Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you.
After Cambridge, you were like, I'm going to write a play.
I was a sort of like fledgling actor for like, I want to say, not actually a decade. No, like 5 years. And also I started a drag king company and I did that alongside not really acting.
That'll keep you busy.
Yeah.
This is Pecs, yes?
Yes. And then I started writing because I was like with a drag king company, which obviously like kind of, I'm sure there have been ones, but like we didn't know any other ones when we were doing it.
No, Pecs is the company.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Definitive.
Definitive. So we didn't really have a paradigm. So it was kind of like we were all kind of like devising our shows together, and like I was co-directing them and performing in them, and it was just like great, but like a lot. And I just sort of was like, I love this, but my voice is getting lost within it, even though I'm coming up with the premise of the shows and everyone's feeding it. I don't know.
Also, everyone was doing like 8 jobs.
Yeah.
Like even when you start with like rhinestoning an outfit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we weren't at that stage yet. I think things got. I think like the people who are still in it now are like much more on the rhinestoning vibe. I was like, I think because I was approaching it as an actor, I was like, all you have to do is like wear your body like you're a man, and like that's all that matters. It's like really dumb.
It's like no, everything must be bedazzled.
Yeah.
That really is the basis of all drag.
Whereas I was like, no,
it's not about the method.
It's all about the body. Yeah, so I was doing that. Oh yeah, and I was basically just like, I want to write. Like I need to like just have a singular voice. And then also, yeah, acting. I wasn't really acting enough to be fulfilled. So I was like, okay, need this. So yeah, then I wrote a play.
You're so fucking impressive.
So many strings to the whacking the microphone. So many strings to the bow.
Does your family come see your performances?
My mum came to see The High Table twice, and she brought like a gaggle of aunties with her.
That's so nice.
But like I was like, what do you think? And she was like, if you hadn't written it, I probably wouldn't have liked it. And I was like, huh.
Wow, that's like a mom level neg. Yeah. Only a mom can cut that deep.
I do think that contains a lot of pride within it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and also the fact that she's bringing people, come on.
Yeah.
This is Olga's dad going to see Olga's show about him twice / possibly 3 times at the Soho Theatre, even though he does not speak English.
Yeah. Wow. He just kept coming.
Just looking at pictures of himself, enjoying the laughs.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Adorable.
He was really proud. I think he liked looking at himself.
English. That's so nice for you.
Yeah, that's why I get away with all of my comedy.
I'm so jealous. Yeah, because like my mom's like, I'll come see this show, and I'm like, no, girl. No.
Are you not letting her see?
I don't think so. I don't know if you remember how it ends, but like I sort of feel like I don't want my mom to see
that. That is fair. You guys have to go see. What's next?
What's next? Well, this can be said because it'll be out in time.
Please.
But yeah, so I did Main Character Energy, this show where it's just me, only me.
It's a fantastic show. It was my favorite show of Edinburgh 2024, if my opinion means anything to you.
It means a lot to me. That means so much
It's so good.
Every time you say it, I'm like, I'm gonna cry. Yeah, so we did that, and then it's transferring to the Soho Theatre.
Yay.
From the 24th of February to the 15th of March 2025.
Very
so
exciting.
see you there. Yeah, and so that's next basically, and like other stuff. I'd like try and write things in between and earn money, please.
That's a really good plan.
Is there anywhere people can follow you online? Where do you like to share your wares?
Yeah, like Twitter, and I will call it Twitter, is dying, so don't bother.
What a twist. I did not see this going that way.
Do not bother.
Don't even freaking think about it.
Yeah, don't look me up there. I'm not saying anything other than Free Palestine. And then Instagram is temi.wilkey.
Great.
Pretty simple. Is there anywhere else I am? Is there anywhere else I exist?
TikTok, YouTube,
No.
Linktree, Tumblr.
I'm big on
No,
Linktree.
none of these things. None of these things.
Yeah. All right.
Absolutely not. I hate dating apps. I am single though, so if you see this video and you like a bit of me, get in touch. But like,
In a bridal white.
She's ready.
Thank you so much for listening. I've been Olga Koch. This is Charlie Dinkin. The podcast was produced by Ewan McAdam, and the theme tune was written by Ronan Shields.
Bye.
bye.